question here. Thoughts on the, as he puts it, the bullshit censorship to Star Ocean 5, in particular, a character essentially wearing a diaper?
Okay, dude. I love Star Ocean. I cannot wait. I am so psyched. But get the fuck over it, you pervert fucks. It's just underwear. Like, calm the fuck down, dude.
Well, actually, do you know what it is? The Japanese are more pissed than anybody. Do you know about this, Jim?
They love underwear.
Forums over there?
I've heard this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not terribly plugged into that scene, but it is my understanding that typically when something like this happens, the North American or European, whatever version they're sending out is going to get this censorship. And typically, things that stay in Japan stay untouched. But apparently this time around, it's global, this kind of editing of this character's appearance. And Japanese gamers not very cool with that because they don't like they don't like censorship. They like to see their panties and undies and shit like that, which is perfectly acceptable. And it's a kind of a new precedent. I haven't heard about this happening before.
How the hell did that happen? For the most part, well, I love imports, and for the most part, yes, always like imports, they get untouched. How the hell did they censor Japan, man?
That's a good question. I still don't know. Like I said, this is kind of a new precedent because, yeah, as far as I know, historically, Japanese games do not receive the same censorship that they do outside of the country. So it is kind of pissing people off, and it seems like hopefully it's not setting a new precedent where we start to see elevated censorship here in Japan. I don't want to see it anywhere, really, but it would be really important.
I have a theory. This could be an economic practice to get people to be more shameful in Japan. That way Christmas gets bigger, and it inspires their economy.
Is that what it is?
They got to do something. Shit, man.
I seriously
you live there, you know.
Here's the thing,
know something? No, it's okay, Andrew. Go ahead, Andrew.
I am against censorship too. When you create art, which video games are that, I don't give a fuck what you have to say about that. Video games are art.
I could argue that.
When you, well, whatever, go ahead and argue it, but you're wrong. And when you make a piece of art, no, it should not be censored. But this is the thing, dudes. You gotta pick your battles. Because it's literally this much material that people are fighting over. Like, that much material.
But so I'm going back to it. Are the Americans more pissed than the Japanese? I'm saying. I think the Japanese are more pissed than anybody in this one.
Yeah, dude, we don't care. I don't think we care.
I don't care either. I just want to play the cool.
You know what's going on?
That's how I feel about it. I feel like people are kind of being perverted about it at this point. It's like, do you really need this underwear to be shorter? Like, it's a video game, dog.
I don't really care so much either, but I can empathize with the opposition to censorship.
Yes, and that's what I said. I agree 100%. Nothing should get censored, but
this specific instance isn't terribly important to me, but I could see why some people would take issue with it because, however small it may be, it is an instance of censorship or alteration to appeal to a minority of the fan base. And so, while I don't necessarily give a shit because I may or may not play Star Ocean 5, but
above all, this is an instance of a private organization doing what they please.
This all amounts to that the world it's losing their balls. Like, really, I don't want to sound.
It's kind of true.
It is. No, really, man.
True.
But when Carcamo said it, it was so charming.
But you know what's going on, dude? Is that this has been happening for the past, I don't know, maybe 2 years. Like, I'm not that surprised. I'm kind of surprised because it happened in Japan. But really, like, everybody is so freaking sensitive nowadays. Really, you have to be careful with every single little thing you say on the internet. And last weekend, I was watching WrestleMania with my friends, and we started to talk about, hey, remember when wrestling had balls? And then we started to talk about these crazy storylines, like when Vince McMahon he told Trish Stratus to crawl and barked like a dog, and we were like, oh my god.
Yeah, dude, I do
Yeah.
remember that.
Like Triple H married Stephanie, he raped her, and she was drunk, and
Oh my.
yeah, I know. So now
That's
that
Yeah, but
hilarious.
you know,
now that you
And
think
that's
about it,
wrestling.
Like,
Yeah.
wrestling, professional wrestling.
yeah, professional wrestling. Of
These
course.
people ain't fucking around.
So, I
They
mean,
put on suits and they
I
wrestle.
know that's like not the greatest example. What I'm trying to say is that they're really like every single thing. Look, Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball number 3 Turbo
Yeah.
Edition, whatever,
Yep.
and
Yep.
Street Fighter 5 with the Cammy, where you can see her ass and stuff like that. And I mean, since gaming has been censored since the beginning of time. I don't know if you guys have played Splatterhouse,
Of
but
course.
like the American version got butchered because oh my god, the crosses and you don't want to offend anybody. Oh my god, that's
Blood and-
wrong.
yeah.
But the thing is, it's weird because at the time it seems like back in the late 80s, early 90s, censorship was more to appeal to like a really conservative religious crowd. So like
It
removing
always has. You can go back to the turn of the 19th into the 20th century, even further back than that, back to the Old West. There was all sorts of Christian abolitionists, people who wanted to get rid of shit that they didn't like.
But nowadays, it's not so much removing like crosses and religious imagery from Castlevania or Splatterhouse or whatever it may be.
Well, the only thing about today is that it makes it easier today. It's easier to censor stuff because of social media.
Yes, like anybody can say like something I don't like that, and boom, look at the character in.
How does
Tekken.
something get popular? It was easy. Dumb fucks can do it.
I think
It
it
must
was
be
like
something
a
you can catch
furry or
on.
something. I think it was like a singer that she was kind of furry. I don't know, but really like, and Japan was like, something like fuck you, we're gonna keep her character. You're not getting the character. But I don't know. People have always complained. I mean, like that's like forever. But like nowadays they complain about every single solitary thing, man.
Well, I guess you're right. You can take it back to even something like Final Fight or whatever, where they removed poison and turned to Billy
yes, I
and Jimmy,
remember.
or increased the length of their skirts, things like that. Someone in the comments said that he says that he's with you, Andrew. He says if he really wants some perverted fun, he can go and play some Dead or Alive or Senran Kagura. And
See, and that's my point. Like, there are games that pertain to that certain demographic of dudes that are out there wanking it while they're playing a game. Go ahead and have that. But dude, it's Star Ocean. We're getting a new one. Everybody be happy, dude.
But
We're
hey,
getting a
but
new
I'm
Star
going to
Ocean.
counter the argument one more time. So
Okay, go ahead.
Kim, my wife, is playing Persona 4 the other night, and there's a scene in the game where all of the characters go down to the beach, and they're all wearing, shorts
Yeah.
and whatever. And then all of a sudden, one of the main characters, he's wearing a thong, and they're all like, "Oh my God, he's wearing a thong!" It's like a big deal in the game, and you watch it and you play the game, and it's like nothing. And then I thought to myself, but wait a second, that girl in Star Ocean 5 was wearing just a thong too. I mean, like, how stupid. This goes back to what Karkamo said. How stupid is this? Like, it's so lame to even bother. You know what I mean? I don't care either, but it's not a big deal. It's not like one of her lips was sticking out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I want to make it known. I'm sad that we didn't
play it,
listen to the
yeah.
thong song just now.
Yes, yeah.
Dong, dong, dong.
Oh
Hey,
man,
like,
copyright strike.
You guys are fan of Kino Fighters, like the first ones?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I don't know if you guys remember the PlayStation port for Kino Fighter 95. Like
Yeah, I
when
have
like when you beat like the last one of your opponents and it was a girl, like her clothes would rip off.
yes.
Yeah.
Like and then like really you can see like her bra and part of her panties and really like I mean just to clarify to Andrew and the audience, I was one of the guys that I was wanking, but
Yeah. That's a lie,
the
and I
game
don't
had
believe
balls, man. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not trying. I'm not
Karkamo? You talking about this little gem here?
Oh,
Yes. Oh, of course.
There we go.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to insult anybody or anything. Like, to each their own, you know, whatever. But I just think it's so silly that people are freaking out literally over like that much of material on this
Well,
girl's
you know,
ass.
and
Like,
it's a testament because it's kind of classic knowledge that sex doesn't indeed sell. You could see that when PlayAsia announced that they were going to be carrying the new DOA Extreme, their stock went way up.
that's
Made
true.
Started printing money after that because they were selling the new DOA Extreme. Gonna move on.